Well, I started it last week and got interrupted, but that's why I try to, any time where it's quiet, I try to get many inspections done, tasks. So here's the super excitement. I had the camera mounted on my head last week, so you couldn't see very well. So here's what I was trying to explain. We'll see, got some explaining it though. So here is what I do with paint. I do a lot of things with paint. Some of it ain't for decent company. But anyway, there are not hundreds, but there's many dozens of penetrations once we install the drywall. So all these light cans, HVAC, ceiling fan pre-wires, outlets, switches, all that stuff in the laundry. So now Eric, my drywall man, he comes and he makes notes on the slab for the ceiling penetrations. I don't worry too much about those. For me, that's his job to do, you know, I just let him do it. But what I do is I hit the boxes. This is one more visual because this line means there is a standard height switch box up here. And the markings on the floor will get, this is not a permanent paint. We can't really tell. If there was some dust on the floor here, you'd be able to tell that marking paint just kind of comes off. So I do one more visual and try to hit these things here. That's a standard height outlet. We do a dot. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the media walls. So here's, we got a, okay, here, let me back up. So we got a bunch going on right here. The orange tube that's going up, that's the interconnect tube. Some of you option for that. That's what the interconnect tube is. So you can put the internets down there through the tube. If you have a flat panel wall mounted TV, that way you can get the wires dripping down. And there's an outlet going to be right next to it. So there's a lot going on here. This customer's option for some audio stuff. And so I just go ahead and hit them. So the little dot means it's a penetration, you know, at normal height of an outlet. And the long lines means there's something up higher. And so we've been through all of this and marked up the switches. Look at there, look at there, look at there. So every little bit I can do to help the guys get it right the first time, because no drywall guy intends to cover up outlets. Here's a scary one to get covered up though, is a kitchen backsplash. So what if you got a tile backsplash up there and it gets covered up? Oh no. That's right, you got to take the tile off, you got to get the outlet out. So every little bit I can do to help. And that's really all I try to do is every day is just, I'm a servant for the workers to help them try to make it, they get their job done on one trip. And it didn't take long for these new crews here to get to know me, how I like to work. And of course I already got a good name here on the job site. I think that's also my job. As I was guessing this morning, these lots over here, let's see, I can never miss it. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Those all got underground plumbing installed. So we's gonna have inspections tomorrow. I already talked with Tom at Republic about time to swap that Mount Vesuvius of a dumpster out. And we are 100% done pouring the slab here at, what, 57, 56. Let's go take a look. Try to stay out of the wind. This microphone picks up all that wind pretty good. 58, 59 here. We are on for inspection tomorrow also on our wall sheathing, our roof sheathing, shear wall, and firewall. And now that we've got a few structures on under our belt, it is the framers just moving even faster now. Hey Juan, looking good. Looking good. They're stripping the forms off. They're wedge bars and prying off the angle supports. And then they're going to cut the control joints. And here's a control joint here. Concrete's a marvelous construction material. However, it does crack. And so that's what these control joints are put in there. The engineer draws them up, puts them on the prints. So once the concrete gets all good and set up, they run the cut saw. And we like it to be right around 1 inch deep groove. And what I'll do is I'll take one of the straps. Got a bunch of these straps laying around. Let me find one. Oh, the metal crew hadn't even been here yet. But then I could stick it down in the crevice there to verify we're deep enough. And that'll contain the cracks right there and makes them stop right there. Let's see, what else am I blabbing about? So with this slab poured here and the underground plumbing across the street, that completes getting started the very first block, I guess you would call it, of sold units. No, I'm not in sales, but I was told these first 20 units were sold in January. And then now we're waiting. I heard this, I may be off on these numbers, so don't quote me on anything sales whatsoever. Waiting for permits for the next block of 14 units, which will finish us on this street. And then we's gonna hop on the street over here to the Iris something. So I'll walk you on down there. So I'm in 58. Oh, there's a skimmer in action. Kind of about, see where them Equus trucks are running the gas line? A little bit this away, we're gonna start the next row of villas. I call it phase 2, even though everything I'm standing in here is phase 2 of the project, but I'm calling this phase 2 coming up this street here. So it's a lot. Whew. A lot more work to go, about 2 more years. And once again, here's the can't say anti-fall device, it's not really true, but when they got it up there, we get this all bolted down. These wires then are extended out and set into the slab. There's a pad that it's bolted down to. And then when they're up airs, the piece that goes through the roof is obviously gone because they decked it. But they have these harnesses they could tie off to. And it's kind of like a seat belt. So it allows them to move forward. And then when they move backward, it retracts. But if they lose their footing and they fall, then similar to a seat belt, it'll cinch up. And then on their harnesses, the thing that goes, that they hook onto the wire to their actual harness on their back, that webbing in there is built to rip out slowly. I remember, many years ago, we had a toolbox talk. We had a safety company come and demonstrate how that webbing works. And so they took a 200-pound weight and they just had a regular nylon strap, kind of like a guillotine, and they pulled this pin and you could see the jar of the solid nylon strapping, and it definitely give a whiplash to a guy, if not break his neck. That sudden stop. And they showed the thing with the webbing, did the same 200-pound weight, and they pulled the pin, and the webbing kind of, the threads on the webbing just slowly, those threads just I don't know how to say it, ripped apart, and it made for what looked to be a rather pleasant but short drop. So I have to periodically keep inspecting those guys' harnesses to make sure they're not reusing. Those are one use. That webbing is one use. They don't have to change out the whole harness. That webbing part, there's a proper name for it. Hell, I don't know. But I have to inspect it to make sure that thing did not sustain a fall, because then I just unfortunately have to take that piece out and cut it in two, and they got to put a new piece of webbing on. That's enough blabbing for now. We got the plumbers over at 15, 16, 17, 18. And I don't know why they're parked over there. Oh, that's right. They said they're taking lunch. But, oh, you know what? I wonder if that's the crew that did this over here. Yeah, they said there was a plumber. I forgot. Oh, that's right. They got this, their trailer. Okay. You get to know them by their vehicles or trailers. And so they did the underground plumbing, so they're just chilling. So I got to call these in for inspection tomorrow.